Hey, what's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate 2 Reviews. Today we're taking a look at the Mileseey tools. This is the TR20 in handheld thermal imager or IR imager, whatever you want to call it. There's a couple of different names for these. I've seen these used a couple of times by AC guys to check for like vent leaks. You can check for like a hot water leak with these. They're kind of cool, actually. You've probably seen these, like on the Alien Predator movies, where they're seeing, in the thermal imaging, or like any military movie where they're, showing like, in night vision and they're showing the thermal imaging. This is exactly what this is. And these things are definitely not cheap. I will say that. I've always wanted one because I'm like, that's pretty cool. And in the right situation, these would be super useful really quick. Interesting case here. I was really hoping it would come with some type of, good protective case, again, because these are not cheap. And if you're going to be having these, in your truck or anywhere else, you don't want this thing to get damaged. And is this USB-C rechargeable? I think it is. That is awesome. I definitely like to not see batteries with that. Would be awesome. Okay, cool. This is actually a lot, beefier than I was expecting it to be. I thought it'd be like a little bit smaller, display on here. This is awesome. I like the size of this thing so far. So let's check this thing out here. It does mount to a tripod, which is cool. Nice tripod mount on the bottom there. Looks like we got overall nice, overmolding here. Not like a cushion overmolding, which I kind of like to see, gives a little more durability. On the top is your USB. Kind of weird. I thought that'd be on the bottom, but all right. Let's see here if we can turn this on, or does it need to be charged up first? All right, there we go. Turning on now. We're doing this real time, so you're seeing this real time booting right now. Kind of curious how long this will take. What this is down here. There we go. All right. Battery looks pretty good. Let's go see what we can do for checking out some stuff that I know is hot right now. All right, let's walk through the garage here. I know the hot water heater is going to be hot. That's really cool. Sorry for the glare there. Let me turn off some lights. Okay, there we go. Lights are off now. Nice. You can definitely tell the hot water heater has hot water. Hey, which one's the hot water line? Definitely not that one. It's definitely going to be the left one. Let's see here. Do we have some heat going on? Huh. Kind of toasty around the washer there. A little bit cool. We're using tap cold water on the washer, so washer should show nice and cool. Dryer has been off for a while, so I'm not going to see any heat there. Let's go take a look at that mini bike I've got outside that just came back from a test run. All right, walking outside now. We should have cool water here. Everything else should be a little toasty. Hey, look, check that out. Yeah, that mini bike engine is a little toasty, as it should be, but that's totally normal. And everything else looks cool to the touch. That's how it should be. This is really cool. I'm actually really impressed by this thing. This is quite accurate. I didn't think I'd be seeing this good of detail on there. I like that a lot. Okay, let's talk about some couple of features here. If you click the trigger, it will save a photo of that. We can then select an album of photos or videos, which is awesome. So if I go back to the photos I just saved, here's the two. Now I can scroll through them. That's pretty cool. So I'm just going to delete these. I've got no need for those. Click the power button and you are back over. So you can do photos, you can do videos. Yeah, so this thing is really cool. I think this thing works actually way better than I thought it would. I wouldn't think it would be like that high resolution, that accurate. I'm actually quite impressed by this thing. A little bit long to, of course, boot. We're just turning it off now. Hold on the power button. Here's a couple of more features and quick display icons in here. Of course, this all makes very good sense here. Everything's actually laid out pretty well in this thing. Nothing's really overly confusing or anything in here. I do like that a lot. They do make a TR20 Pro, and that has a couple of other additional features on here, but they're both pretty similar in what they do. They just offer a few additional features on there that you may or may not actually find useful or not. But this is just the TR20 edition here. So that's all we've got here to test out. But I think this is actually pretty sweet. I'm actually quite impressed by this thing. It does what it says it's going to do, and it's super easy to use. You could use this thing right out of the box without reading the instructions and get the job done, no problem. So guys, I'm going to leave a link in the description to Amazon for this thing, and very well built. I'm actually quite impressed. I would just like to see a bit more of like padding around the side, just, you know, you drop this thing, it falls off something, you know, it would have some more protection. And I would say I'd love to see a hard case or something that's actually fitted. I mean, yeah, this goes in there, but I mean, check this out. I'd like to see this thing a little bit better protected, you know, right out of the box. And I would probably add a little bit of foam in there or something myself to keep this thing better protected. They do include, of course, a wrist strap in here, which I will definitely be putting on because you don't want to be dropping these things. These are not cheap, and they are pretty nicely calibrated too. So something to be aware of. But overall, this thing is awesome, guys. Definitely can recommend this thing, guys. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Have a great day. Stay safe out there.